Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Washington High School's 50th annual Stunt Night, benefiting the John Braga Scholarship. Please direct your attention to the screen for a special video tribute.
Tonight we're celebrating the 50th anniversary of Stunt Night. I'm coming to you live from the old Washington High School auditorium. It was here that it all started, and this is where Stunt Night performances were put on display from the mid-1960s to the early 1990s. As you know, Stunt Night is a unique production written and produced entirely by students from Washington High School. Over the years, thousands of students have participated and thousands of dollars have been raised and awarded to students in scholarships so that they can further their education. If you spend much time in this auditorium, you'll probably hear the laughter and music of Stunt Night's past reverberating. As I make my way back across town to the current Washington High School, I invite you to enjoy a walk down memory lane as we see past Stunt Night performances.
No, Stunt Night. I remember it well. The big night, the big enchilada of all skits, the one night, class against class, competing for bragging rights. Those were the days. I have lots of good memories about Stunt Night. You know, other than building floats at the Armory for homecoming, a Stunt Night was the pinnacle of singular class togetherness and competition. Our senior year, Class of 76 did a North against the South Civil War skit. That opening number clinched it for us. We just blew the roof off the sucker, as they used to say. On one aisle, a group of us, led by Johnny Brown, J.J. Brinson, on trombone. On the other aisle, me with a clarinet leading a group. And, of course, down in the pit, the great Ronnie Daw, Burt Linton, Robert Potter rock and roll band. And we won that year. It was great fun. Stunt Night is one of my fondest memories of Washington High School. But Stunt Night was when the athletes and the geeks and the nerds and the brainiacs and everybody came together with one singular purpose, and that was to beat the other two classes. Great fun. Thank you, Jim Farrell, wherever you are.
Jim Farrell was always a teacher. Every minute he was breathing, he was a teacher. And when he was a reporter, a part-time reporter with the News Argus in Goldsboro. He went to a presentation at the high school there, and this is basically where he pulled in the information and pulled in the idea to do Stunt Night at Washington High School. When it started in 64 and 65, he wanted to get the students together. He wanted to pull out every creative aspect that a student had. And when he started Stunt Night, he saw this as a really fun time for them to pull out their creativity and not even realize what they were doing. And so that was the way Stunt Night started. And it was such a success because it got the students to work together, but not only the students. This is a product of the students and the staff and the people in the community who brought Stunt Night to where it is now. I had a lady who had a son in high school, and he was a senior. And I can't remember what the skit was, but they needed dresses for a Charleston. Evidently, they were doing a Charleston dance. Well, she had asked him days before, okay, I don't have to make anything? No, Mom, it's all taken care of. Well, the afternoon of the day before stunt night, he goes home and he says, Mom, 3 girls have to have a Charleston costume. And he said, and it's got to be by tomorrow night. And she thought, oh my gracious. But she said she went down to Edna's and got the material and the accessories to go with it. And she made those 3 dresses and they were ready for the next night. So you see, it involved everybody. It got the students, it got the staff, it got the community, it got parents. So the whole combination of what creating a learning atmosphere was involved in this. And even to this day, students will see me and they'll say something to me about how much they learned doing stunt night. And so the staff, the teachers, the community, and especially the students have continued this successful production. And I can say that I know that he is smiling and he does thank everybody. We all thank everybody who has ever done anything to support Stunt Night.
I was in Stunt Night when I was in high school. I remember one character that I was, which was Genius Star. And we were all different parts of the galaxy, and what the theme was or anything I don't remember. But outside of being a student in Stunt Night, my real involvement started in 1990 when I went to the high school from P.S. Jones as a teacher when the 9th grade moved to the high school with the building of the current Washington High School. And so I was a freshman class advisor. And so I had never done this as from the advisor standpoint. The kids had never done this as 9th graders. So of course we did our scripts and did everything like everyone else did. And as I remember, had a very successful year. In the latter part of the 1990s, Joyce Harris was the head of Stunt Night for years. Stunt Night came under the umbrella of student government. And the student government organized it. And Joyce was the head of student government. And so Joyce was diagnosed with cancer, and Tony Harrison was the principal of Washington High School, and he asked me to step in and really sort of take Joyce's place because she was in the hospital. And so I did, and then from then on, after she came back, we did it together. And we did it together until she died in 2004. And then from 2004 until 2007, I did it alone with the help of a lot of teachers, of course, the class advisors. Very little really got done at school because people were so excited, and there was so much you had to do, ticket sales and the competition. I remember one year when Barbara Davis, who was a 9th grade math teacher, and I were the freshman class advisors. And it was early on, and the freshmen had not done very well with ticket sales. And so Barbara and I bought all the rest of the remaining tickets that the freshmen had not sold. And she got out in the parking lot and started selling them because really the night of Stunt Night, you'd have a lot of people that would come that didn't have a ticket, hoping that they could find one. And so we ended up, I think, losing only $50 that year on tickets. That's the only time we ended up having to buy all the tickets. But this was so that the freshmen wouldn't have those points taken away. It's amazing when you think about the students writing these scripts and coming up with the dance routines, the songs, and the whole staff at Washington High School and the students are working together. The staff's putting in their time supervising, and the kids are writing and doing scenery and preparing dances. And most of the time when you would talk to a senior, at least during my time at Washington High School, or someone who would come back, Stunt Night would be something that they remembered more than anything that they had done.
The year was 1974. I was a senior, and I can't even give you the plot details, but it had something to do with aliens. But I found myself on stage beside Kathy Silverthorne, and we were in a giant commode. We were in a giant John, rather. We were in this huge commode singing John River to the tune of Moon River. And Kathy was a great singer, and I was singing with her, and the spotlight came on us, and we sang it very sweetly, and the crowd went crazy. So that was probably one of my first taste of the smell of the grease paint and the roar of the crowd kind of thing.
I was a sophomore in 1964 when the first STUNT Night was offered at Washington High School, and we really got excited about putting together a play for such a good cause, and it brought back many good memories. And I participated for 3 years after that, our sophomore, junior, and senior year. Over the last 50 years, I've had the occasion to watch my son, Freddie Watkins, who graduated in 1996, participate, and also my son Lee Watkins that graduated in 2007, and both of them had a really good time, and it brings back really good memories to all of us.
Hi, I'm Janet Cox, and I was lucky enough to participate in STUNT Night my 10th, 11th, and 12th grade years. At that time, 9th grade was still over at P.S. Jones. So, to my knowledge, we're the only class to have ever won first year going in as Stunt Nighters. We won sophomore year, and of course the next year we won third, yeah. And we did redeem ourselves the following year. Our senior year we won first again. The one thing I remember most about Stunt Night was all the hidden talent. I mean, all these kids I had been in school with for years and years. I never knew they knew how to build sets, design sets, make costumes, perform musical numbers, rearrange music. I mean, it was amazing, and all of this culminated into this wonderful show, and the camaraderie that we felt doing this, it was just amazing. What a wonderful way to raise money for a scholarship, doing a performance arts. I feel like that the academics and athletics get a lot of attention, but the arts really don't get what they deserve, and the kids need this exposure to the arts. And a big thank you to Washington High School for continuing this. This has been going on for 50 years, as you know. This takes a lot of time and effort from the faculty, not just the students are putting in a lot of time. You know the faculty is here as well. And it's just a big thank you to them. Good luck to all of y'all tonight. And from one thespian to another, break a leg.
I participated in Stunt Night for 4 years. My most memorable moment was the year I was a sophomore and we beat the seniors. Bad thing was, it was my brother's class that we beat. When the score was added, my brother looked at me and said, "You just won." I started to cry, and when we went back on stage, my classmates said, "We've lost." But my best friend said, "No, we just won." He still cannot talk about it to this day. He's not going to see this, is he?
Good evening. My name is Emmanuel Williams, and I am currently the student body president of Washington High School. I would like to welcome everybody to our Stunt Night 2014 as we celebrate the 50th year anniversary of Stunt Night. The students of Washington High School have been working really hard on their script, their acting, as well as their dancing. It's just about time for the show to start. And I've been told that Mr. Gore will be here shortly. And we all know that we cannot start without Mr. Gore. Once again, enjoy the show. And let's get started on the next 50 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Mr. Bill Gore.